Welcome one, welcome all. It's time for another exciting edition of The Show with No Name, and I think you know what time it is.
T-minus 10.
It's time
9, 8,
for
7,
liftoff, baby.
5,
Come on.
4, 3,
Buckle up.
2, 1.
We're going to learn. We're going to
0.
laugh.
Ignition.
We're going to play.
Liftoff.
Woohoo! All aboard.
30 minutes after the hour.
Show with No Name time. Can you feel it? Get ready. Hold on to your hats. Strap on your seatbelt. Fasten your seatbelts. Hold on to your hats. And get ready for the ride of your life. The Show with No Name. It's Show with No Name time. On Vaughn Radio. It's a show with no name. Let's go. Hallelujah. Amen, brothers and sisters. Welcome to the Show with No Name here on Vaughn Radio, where English is exciting. It's interactive. It's electric. It's whatever you want it to be, but most of all, it's addictive. Here on Vaughn Radio, we know that in order for you to really dedicate time and effort to something, you got to really enjoy it. It's a little bit cliche, but think about the gym. You know, a lot of people don't go to the gym because they don't enjoy it. It seems like a task, a chore. However, if you tell them you want to play soccer, or do you want to, play some paddle this weekend, they'll say yeah, or go mountain biking or whatever, because that's an activity. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with working out in a gym. My point is, it's all about how you look at it, how you approach it, el enfoque que le das. And here on Vaughn Radio, you know how we approach English, with a little bit of oomph, energía, yeah, and some spark. Un poco de chispa. And this is just one of the many, many programs you can find here on Vaughn Radio. Just download our app and you can learn English on the go.
Howdy, Richard Vaughn here, founder and host of Vaughn Radio. Amazing team.
Hello there, this is Julia from the Let's Get Random show. Let's navigate life together, practicing our English.
Hi, this is Kyle Miller. I present the Drive Time Show every day at 6 o'clock on Vaughn Radio.
Hi, this is Jimena.
Y yo soy Nacho.
And you can listen to us every day on Test Your English
A las 12:30.
at 12:30. Tune in.
This is Fitz from No Excuses. Let's get ready to rumble. Come rumble with me on No Excuses.
This is Chris with Frankly Speaking. The doors open every night at 7:30. Let's talk soon.
Hi, this is Dave Boyes from The Salad. Join us every day, live at 5.
Hey, it's Alberto Alonso from the Show with No Name. And don't forget about Rob, Andy, Ruby, and Tino.
Download our free app, Vaughn Radio or Vaughn Radio. And learn English with all of us on the go.
Question of the week. Charge! Welcome to the question of the week. Now, I know what you're thinking. It's not Friday yet. Yeah, I know. But that's what I'm here to do. Remind you that you have until Thursday evening to send me a 1-minute voice message. Think of it as something you add to your weekly routine. It's an opportunity for you to express yourself in English. And a nice round of applause for Jose Maria and Laura who have already participated. This week's question, well, you got to be a bit critical in this week's question because we don't always express good opinions. Sometimes we have to express opinions about things we disliked and why we disliked them. So this week's question is, tell us about a place that you've been to that you do not want to return to. You don't plan on returning there ever again. Once was enough. And when you know what you want to say, what that place is, you can send me a 1-minute voice message. You can send it to my email, which is aalonso@grupovon.com. I urge you to participate. Voy a instar, because even if you don't have a really high level, I think that's even more reason to participate. And speaking of participation, let's kick off with our pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Yeah. Let's go. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Welcome to our pop quiz. This is where we have a little challenge for you every day. Well, let's be honest, most of our sections are challenges, but they're all a little bit different. And this challenge today, we're going to listen to a classic. I mean, classic. You can't get more classic than this. A classic American comedy sketch right now. This is not from one of our Vaughn materials. Now, I will warn you, it's from way back in the day, and they speak really fast. But I've got an easy mission for you here, okay? I want you to tell me, I'll tell you what's happening over here. Basically, there's a new coach, I believe, or a new manager coming, and he arrives in St. Louis, and there's a baseball team, and he wants to learn the players' names, okay? And there's a big mix-up, all right? Again, this is a comedy routine, perhaps the most famous comedy routine ever, I would say, in English. So what I want you to do is listen very carefully, see if you get it. It's hysterical. If you're laughing, that's great because it means you get it. If not, don't worry. I will explain it afterwards. But I'm going to tell you what your mission is right now. You have to tell me 3 of the players' names. You have to tell me the player's name on first base. You have to tell me the player's name on second base and on third base. And I think I've covered all my bases. To cover your bases, creo que he cubierto todo. He hablado de todo. All right. So, again, enjoy this comedy sketch. Try and follow along. It's not going to be that easy, but I think you guys should do okay. And I'm curious to know after how much of it you got. And if you want to participate in the pop quiz, well, then tell me who the first baseman, the second baseman, and the third baseman is. And I'm not going to tell you the name of the sketch, but I'll tell you this. It's Abbott and Costello. The reason I'm not telling you the name of the sketch is because it's going to give you one of the answers. Okay? So it's Abbott and Costello, and this is our Empanadillas de Móstoles.
Me out with the crowds, my niece popcorn. Will you keep quiet, Sebastian? Excuse me, please. Sebastian, please. Don't interrupt my act. Sebastian.
Oh, Mr. Borders, I didn't see the lights there. I forgot about them.
What in the world are you doing? Why interrupt my act like this?
Well, look, Mr. Borders, I mean, after all, if you're in a ballpark, they always sell peanuts and popcorns and things like that.
I know that, Sebastian, but not in front of... I beg your pardon, friend.
Ladies and gentlemen, and also the children, will you excuse me for a minute, please? Thank you.
What do you want to do?
Look, Mr. Broadhurst.
Right. What are you doing?
I love baseball.
Well, we all love baseball.
When we get to St. Louis, will you tell me the guys' names on the team so when I go to see them in that St. Louis ballpark, I'll be able to know those fellas?
Well, now, it's all right, folks. All right.
Excuse me, I want to find out the fellas' names.
As long as it's okay with the
I'm
audience.
crazy about baseball.
Will you stand still? Pick up your hat. Go pick up your hat.
Okay.
Now, look. Then you'll go and peddle your popcorn and don't interrupt the act anymore?
Yes, sir.
All right. But you know, strange it may seem, they give ball players nowadays very peculiar names.
Funny names?
Nicknames, pet names.
Not as funny as my name, Sebastian Dinwiddie.
Oh, yes.
Funnier than that?
Oh, absolutely. Yes. Now, on the St. Louis team, we have who's on first, what's on second. I don't know's on third.
That's what I want to find out. I want you to tell me the names of the fellas on the St. Louis team.
I'm telling you, who's on first, what's on second, I don't know's on third.
You know the fellas' names?
Yes.
Well, then who's playing first?
Yes.
I mean, the fellow's name on first base.
Who?
The fellow playing first base for St. Louis.
Who?
The guy on first base.
Who is on first?
Well, what are you asking me for?
I'm not asking you, I'm telling you, who is on first?
I'm asking you who's on first.
That's the man's name.
That's whose name?
Yes.
Well, go ahead and tell me.
Who?
The guy on first.
Who?
The first baseman.
Who is on first?
Have you got a first baseman on first?
Certainly.
Then who's playing first?
Absolutely.
When you pay off the first baseman every month, who gets the money?
Every dollar of it. Why not? The man's entitled to it.
Who is?
Yes.
So who gets it?
Why shouldn't he? Sometimes his wife comes down and collects it.
Whose wife?
Yes. After all, the man earns it.
Who does?
Absolutely.
Well, all I'm trying to find out is what's the guy's name on first base?
Oh, no. What is on second base?
I'm not asking you who's on second.
Who's on first?
That's what I'm trying to find out.
Well, don't change the players.
I'm not changing nobody.
Take it easy.
What's the guy's name on first base?
What's the guy's name on second base?
I'm not asking you who's on second.
Who's on first?
I don't know.
He's on third. We're not talking about him.
How did I get on third base?
You mentioned his name.
If I mention a third baseman's name, who did I say is playing third?
No, who's playing first?
Stay off of first, will you?
Well, what do you want me to do?
Now, what's the guy's name on third base?
What's on second?
I'm not asking you who's on second.
Who's on first?
I don't know.
He's on third.
There I go, back on third again.
Well, I can't change their names.
Will you please stay on third base, Mr. Broadhurst?
Now, what is it you want to know?
What is the fella's name on third base?
What is the fella's name on second base?
I'm not asking you who's on second.
Who's on first?
I don't know. Third base.
Woo!
You got an outfield?
Oh, sure.
St. Louis has got a good outfield?
Absolutely.
The left fielder's name?
Why?
I don't know. I just thought I'd ask you.
Well, I just thought I'd tell you.
Then tell me who's playing left field.
Who is playing first?
Stay out of the infield.
Don't mention their names out here.
I want to know what's the fella's name in left field.
What is on second?
I'm not asking you who's on second.
Who is on first?
I don't know. Third base.
Oh, take it easy. Take it easy, man.
And the left fielder's name?
Why?
Because.
Oh, he's center field. He's center. Will you pick up your hat, please? Pick up your hat and
Look.
stop this. Oh, look,
Mr.
please.
Broadhurst.
Yes.
Wait a minute. You got a pitcher on the team?
Wouldn't this be a fine team without a pitcher?
I don't know. Tell me the pitcher's name.
Tomorrow.
You don't want to tell me the day?
I'm telling you, man.
Then go ahead.
Tomorrow.
What time?
What time what?
What time tomorrow you're going to tell me who's pitching?
Now listen. Who is not pitching? Who is on?
I'll break your arm. You say who's on first?
I come up here and ask.
I want to know what's the pitcher's name.
What's on second?
I don't know.
Third
Base. You got a catcher?
Yes.
The catcher's name.
Today.
Today. And tomorrow's pitching.
Now you've got it.
That's all. St. Louis has got a couple of days on the team.
Well, I can't help that. All right. What do you want me to do?
Got a catcher?
Yes.
I'm a good catcher too, you know.
I know that.
I would like to play for the St. Louis team.
Well, I might arrange that.
I would like to catch. Now, I'm being a good catcher. Tomorrow's pitching on the team, and I'm catching.
Yes.
Tomorrow throws the ball, and the guy up bunts the ball.
Yes.
Now, when he bunts the ball, me being a good catcher, I want to throw the guy out at first base, so I pick up the ball and throw it to who?
Now, that's the first thing you've said right.
I don't even know what I'm talking about.
Well, that's all you have to do.
Is to throw it to first base.
Yeah.
Now, who's got it?
Naturally.
Who has it?
Naturally.
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 Okay.
Now, you've got it.
I pick up the ball and I throw it to naturally.
I know you don't. You throw the ball to first base.
Then who gets it?
Naturally.
Okay.
All right.
I throw the ball to naturally.
You don't. You throw it to who?
Naturally.
Well, that's it. Say it that way.
That's what I said.
You did not.
I said I throw the ball to naturally.
You don't. You throw it to who?
Naturally.
Yes.
So I throw the ball to first base and naturally gets it.
No, you throw the ball to first base.
Then who gets it?
Naturally.
That's what I'm saying.
You're not saying that.
Excuse me, folks.
All right, I'm sorry, friend.
I throw the ball to naturally.
You throw it to who?
Naturally.
That's it. Well, say it that way.
That's what I'm
Don't
saying.
get excited now. Don't get
I
excited.
throw the ball to first base
And who gets it?
he better get
That's
it.
it. All right, now don't get excited. Take it easy.
Now I throw the ball to first base. Whoever it is drops the ball, so the guy runs to second. Who picks up the ball and throws it to what? What throws it to I don't know. I don't know. Throws it back to tomorrow. A triple play.
Yeah, it could be.
Another guy gets up and it's a long fly ball to be called. Why? I don't know. He's on third, and I don't care.
What was that?
I said, I don't care.
Oh, that's a shortstop.
All right, amigos, a classic comedy sketch from the United States, Mr. Abbott and Costello. What's his name? Bud Abbott and I forgot. Bud Abbott and Lou Costello. That's it. Bud Abbott and Lou Costello. And my mom likes to brag. I've got to give my mom her bragging rights here. My mom was born in the same town as Lou Costello. And Lou Costello, in the sketch you just heard, is the guy who's absolutely clueless. So there's one guy he seems to know what's going on. That's Abbott, Bud Abbott. And Lou Costello's character, obviously it's their characters, is completely lost. He has no idea what's going on. Now let's see if you guys were able to figure out what's going on in this classic sketch that's called Who's On First? Well, I just told you the first baseman's name. Let's go on over to our virtual classroom over here and see who's joining us in the live chat. Hello, Maria Jose. How you doing? She says, good morning, folks. Let's rock. You've got the right attitude, Maria Jose. There's Born to Iron Man. Born to Iron Man says, morning, friends. Morning to you, sir. I know you are ready for a challenge. You're always ready for a challenge. There's Chris Valrol checking in. Chris, I hope you're on your way to Madrid. Espero que estés de camino. You should be maybe a few hours away. I don't know when you're going to be getting here, but I imagine you're going to get here a little bit sooner than 7:30. Remember, this evening, 7:30 p.m. I'm going, guys. It's awesome. The last couple ones, I haven't been able to go because I have a class a lot of times on Wednesday. But since my students vote, I kindly asked them, I said, would you guys mind not voting for Wednesday this week? And so we had our class on Monday, our weekly review class, where we review stuff from FYI. So thanks to all the thanks to my awesome students, I'm able to attend tonight's trivia. Remember, there's just a little difference there, a little adjustment. Normally we kick off at 8:30 p.m., but today we're kicking off at 7:30, and it's hosted by the one and only Nacho and Ximena. And I know it's going to be an amazing time. I can't wait. And as many of you know, I've been kind of under the weather for the last week, more than a week. I feel fine, but I wake up every day with tons of phlegm and tons of snot. I know, TMI. But I'm telling you a story. Too much information. I'm excited. I need a little downtime, not feeling sick, you know? And yes, thank you to all of you who asked. I'm feeling a lot better, but I still have a lot of snot. Oh, man. I don't know. I can't get rid of it. I don't know where it's coming from. I didn't know you could have that much in your system. So Chris says, morning show with no namers. She says, I'm just popping in to say hello. Great word there. to pop in, hacer una visita cortita. I'm just popping in to say hello. Have an amazing day. I'm on my way to the train station. See? I knew it. I didn't read your comment. I knew it before I read your comment. She says, so I can't attend the show today. Well, you guys have to figure out today's famous birthdays and today's Name That Movie if Chris isn't going to be here. All right? Can you guys cover for her? Show with no namers? All right. And she'll cover for you tonight at the trivia. I'll post some photos and some videos on my Instagram and Twitter as well. Why not? All right, let's see. Laura. Laura's in the house. Laura's a wonderful student who's already done her homework for this week, and she's already sent us our question of the week. Great job again, Laura. Looking forward to sharing that with all of you this coming Friday. Laura says, good morning, lovely show with no namers. What an amazing cast of teachers and presenters. Oh, you are so sweet, Laura. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being a model student and an exemplary person, you know, an example of what a sweet, loving, caring person is. And I think I say that for all of you. I'm not even just saying that to Laura. You know, all of you. I feel that. Elena, you too. Elena, she says, hi there, beautiful people. I mean, what a nice vibe. Seriously. And Elena says, how's it going? Can't complain, Elena, especially since you're here hanging out, learning and laughing with us. Let's see, who else is in the house? We've got Laura saying, have a great trip, Chris. Enjoy your stay in Madrid. I'll be traveling, to Barcelona a bit later today. Hey, you guys are all over the place. Man, good for you. Good for you. Me alegro por ti. Así me gusta. Awesome. Awesome stuff. All right, let's take a look over here and see if you guys were able to catch some of that comedy sketch. Now, you can catch it. You can obviously go to YouTube and you can search for Who's on First with subtitles. Obviously, it'll make things easier. Correct? But we're going to kind of review it. And after we talk about it, I think it'll make it a little bit easier for you to understand as well. Let's see. Elena says, oh my God, who's on first base? That's right. So the the player on first base, his name is Who's. Excuse me, Who. Who is on first? So his name is Who. That's where the confusion comes in. He's asking him, who's on first? And he says, yep, absolutely. And he's saying, pero ¿quién? Es como si se llamara quién el tío en español. Pero ¿quién es el tío en la primera base? Exacto. Ajá. Lo has clavado. ¿Quién? So his name is Who. Elena says, what's the name of the guy on second base? That's right. So ahí dice, entonces luego dice, what's the guy's name on first base? And he goes, no, that's first base. No, he goes, that's second base. So you see, when he says who, it's first base. When he says what, it's second base. And let's see. She says, but sorry, I haven't got the third one. Is it naturally? No, but naturally is what Costello's character starts to think the first baseman's name is, when it's really Who. So we've established the first baseman's name is Who. The second baseman's name is what. We're missing that third baseman. Left field, why? Center field, because. The pitcher's name is Tomorrow. The catcher's name is Today. And the shortstop's name is I Don't Give a Darn, or I Don't Give a Damn. And it's me importa un bledo. You've got to check it out. It's called Who's on First. And as I said, that is probably in the United States, one of our most classic comedy sketches. And in the movie Rain Man, you'll see it. He repeats it. He goes, who's on first? What's on second? And then Tom Cruise says to him, the character, he says to him, Ray, it's not funny when you say it. You know, you got to say it. It's about the comic timing. So it is a classic that's in another classic, Rain Man. Folks, I hate to rain on your parade, amargarte la fiesta, but we have to go to a quick commercial break. We'll be right back with part 2 of today's show with No Name. Stick around. Welcome back. Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen, for yourselves. Give it up for yourselves and each other. Wow. As always, we are off to a great start. Hemos empezado con buen pie. And if you want to start your day on the right foot, otra forma de decirlo, you can start your day with Richard Vaughn Live. You've also got the Pro Bow Show with Rob Grams. Right before this show, you've got the one and only Fitz and his program No Excuses, where he will really drill your English. No, drill is hacer ejercicios. Then you got the show with No Name, which you're listening to right now, but I assume you know that, just in case. Hi, welcome. Welcome to 2024. Hey, sometimes I need to be welcomed myself. After today's show, you've got Ximena and Nacho. And I have a feeling they're just warming up for this evening at the Vaughn Radio Trivia Night. Get there at 7:30. I'm going to get there closer to 7 because it's going to be a blast. Vaughn Radio Trivia Night this evening, amigos. All right, it's time for the Say What soundbite. Come on, say what? Come on, come on, come on. It's the Say What. It's the Say What. It's the Say What soundbite. It's the Say What. It's the Say What soundbite on the show with No Name. All right, who did that? All right, who was that? Who let one go? Come on, guys. Oh, me? Are you saying whoever smelt it, dealt it? El que lo olió, lo repartió? What do you think? You're the only rhymers? Los únicos que saben rimar. You say something debajo lo tiene? I'm so mature. Whoever smelt it, dealt it. Deal, de repartir, pues en pasado es dealt. I'm so mature here. Did you know that one? It's just one of our many rhyming ones. I'm as drunk as a skunk. Sounds like I am. I'm not, I promise. I'm as drunk as a skunk. You snooze, you lose. El que se fue a Sevilla perdió su silla. All right, amigos. Let's see what we've got for you here on the Say What soundbite. The good news is I've already given you guys a huge clue. That's right. A huge clue. So let's put it this way. If I hadn't given you the clue, this would be really tough. But since I've given you a clue in today's pop quiz, I think it'll make it a little bit easier. Here's today's Say What soundbite for the first time. Pay attention, jot down any notes, and hopefully by the end of the show, you'll be able to get it all.
When we get to St. Louis, will you tell me the guys' names on the team so when I go to see them in that St. Louis ballpark, I'll be able to know those fellas?
Whoa! Whoa! The good thing is it's short. There are just 3 sentences, but he goes a mile a minute. All right, let me give it to you again, and then we'll see if anybody got the third baseman's name in the classic comedy sketch, Who's on First? All right, here's the Say What soundbite for the second time.
When we get to St. Louis, will you tell me the guys' names on the team so when I go to see them in that St. Louis ballpark, I'll be able to know those fellas?
¿Conoces Weekend Town? La nueva iniciativa de Vaughan.
Pues no.
Es un fin de semana de inmersión en inglés. Y es nuevísimo.
A ver, cuéntame más.
Tendrás una inmersión lingüística total durante 2 días. Un total de 24 horas hablando con angloparlantes de todo el mundo.
¡Wow! ¡Qué interesante!
Ganarás confianza y soltura a la hora de comunicarte en inglés. Mejorarás tu comprensión auditiva y tus habilidades conversacionales en una situación de comunicación real en inglés. Ven a Weekend Town y te sorprenderás con todo lo que puede avanzar tu inglés en un fin de semana. Weekend Town de Vaughan. Un fin de semana de inmersión en inglés.
That's right, folks. Weekend Town. It's Vaughn Town's little brother. It's brand new, amigos. So if you haven't checked it out, check it out. All right, let's go on over here and see if anybody got this third baseman's name. We already said, y esto te va a ayudar luego cuando lo ves. Who's on first? What's on second? And let's see if anybody got the third one. Born to Iron Man said, I don't know who's the name on the third base, and I don't care. So I don't know who's the name of the guy on third base, mejor. Yes, that's his name. I don't know. So who's on first? What's on second? I don't know's on third. Why in left field? Because in center field. The pitcher's name is tomorrow, el que lanza. The catcher's name is today. And depending on where they did the sketch, because they did it a lot, they had to. It was the most requested one if they did live shows. The shortstop's name, and the shortstop is the guy between third and second base. He covers people when they have to leave their base. Well, his name, I don't care, I don't give a darn, or I don't give a damn. All right, good job, folks. Maria Jose, she says, who is the name of the first baseman? And what is the name of the second baseman? I couldn't understand the third name. All the conversation is very confusing. Yeah, well, that's the idea, too. You weren't the only... Costello wasn't the only one that was confused, right? Elena says, it's a madhouse. Es una locura. Well, I'll tell you what. You got yourself a totally native there. It's a madhouse. Es una locura. Laura said, who's on first? What's on second? And I don't know is on third base. You nailed it. Great job, amigos. And remember, if you want to learn a little bit about baseball, you've got an FYI episode on baseball. And in it, we take a look at some of the most common idiomatic expressions. I just told you one, to cover your bases. The final stretch or the home stretch, la recta final, right? You threw me a curveball. Me tiraste una pelota con efecto. O sea, que no me esperaba, venía con curva. Parecía que iba para un lado y iba para el otro. You threw me a curveball. and so many more, folks, to hit a home run like you guys did in this section. All right, well, now we've got to move on while you guys are thinking about your answers for your Say What soundbite. We're going to move on to today's Spelling Bee.
Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee.
All right, folks, it's our Spelling Bee here on the show with no name. And let's see what we got for today's Spelling Bee. As always, there's a common thread. These things all have something in common. I usually choose them because of something that happened on this day in history. So this way we link it to a historical thing and we learn about a certain topic. Now, before I begin, does anybody want to comment on the Say What soundbite? I don't see any comments. I see a lot of people who participated in the pop quiz, but right now I don't see anybody giving us any feedback on the Say What soundbite. Does that mean it was really difficult? Does that mean you didn't catch a single word? I'm curious. All right, well, either way, folks, we've got to do our Spelling Bee, because if not, time flies here on the show. This is round one. Oh, there's Laura right at the buzzer. She says, I heard a very famous American sketch. See, guys, come on. I mean, I helped you here. A very famous American sketch in which one of the two actors wants to know the names of the baseball players of a team to be able to recognize them when he goes to see them play. Ladies and gentlemen, Laura! Excellent job, Laura. You nailed it. You are a super show with no namer. There's no doubt about it. All right, amigos, it is time for your Spelling Bee. This is round one. Round one is going to be hellish. What does that mean? Hellish means de demonios. It's going to be really, really tough, but hopefully you guys will be able to get it. You don't have to capitalize these letters today, so you can keep them all in lowercase. All right? Round one. The first word is EYE space DROPS. The second one is COUGH space SYRUP. The next one is PAIN space RELIEVER. The fourth one is LAXATIVES. The fifth one is PEPTO-BISMOL. And the last one is ANTIHISTAMINES. And here's a little clue.
FBI, open up!
These often illicit substances come in a variety of shapes and sizes. They can both cure us and kill us in the same breath. Popping pills can ease our pain, but one can get hooked, as some meds are heavily addictive. They can cause cravings and even breed killer kingpins who commit crimes in the ugly underworld.
Say hello to my little friend.
We'll take a look at legal and illegal drugs on this week's episode of FYI. Welcome to For Your Info.
Inglés.
You got it. That's right, folks. If you're in my community, well, then you've already got access to this. That's right. This morning, I released this episode on drugs, the FYI episode on drugs, and also the bonus episode. So if you're in my community, you already have access to these fascinating episodes. If not, you can wait till Friday and you'll have access to one of the episodes. Sometimes I make the bonus episodes free for everybody, like with the Bible one that I did with my mother. And if you're not in my community, then you just have to wait, usually, to be honest, around a year until I release the bonus episodes. So I've got a lot of bonus episodes that I have not released to the general public. They're only available for people in my community. Just an FYI. See what I did? FYI. All right, let's take a look over here. The first person to take a stab at it is Born to Iron Man. And Born to Iron Man, I see two over here. Let's do me a favor, dude. Just to make it easier. I don't know. Can you delete comments? I don't know if you can do that. I'm not aware of the user experience. But if you can, just give us one, the right one. All right. So I don't have to sift through them. And there's some good vocabulary for you. To sift, a ver cómo lo traducen. S-I-F-T. To sift, tamizar, cribar, filtrar, colar. All right? So I'm going to go with the second one. But in the future, if you can, delete the first one, just because if not, I might not see the second one and then tell you you're wrong. So stick with just one response per section, guys. All right. Okay. The first one, Born to Iron Man. That one is correct. The second one is also correct. The third one's correct. The fourth one is correct. The fifth one is correct. And the sixth one is also correct. And ladies and gentlemen, also Maria Jose. But see what happened there, Born to Iron Man? Now, in my head, I see that Maria Jose got it on the first go. See, it's better to wait, I would say, in the future, because now, really, the first person to get it right the first time is Maria Jose, right? But either way, excellent job, guys. You catch my drift. Also, Laura's got it as well. Excellent job to Born to Iron Man, Maria Jose, and Laura. Wonderful job. We're taking a look at some drugs today. Many of them are over the counter. Sobre el mostrador. Over the counter, that's right. As opposed to prescription. Prescription drugs, you need a doctor to prescribe them. And then you go to a pharmacy and the pharmacist fills that prescription. In these episodes, I don't just talk about illegal drugs. I talk about drugs in general. And I talk about my grandfather's pharmacy, Lembo Drugs, where I got my business degree. That's right. I got my MBA at Lembo Drugs. So it's a very special episode as well. It's not just, I'm not just talking about fentanyl and all that, that stuff, but also talking about, antibiotics, things that, have been amazing discoveries, amazing breakthroughs in science. All right. Is everybody ready? This is round 2. Round 2, the first word is EYE space DROPS. The second one is COUGH space SYRUP. The third one is PAIN space RELIEVER. The fourth one, LAX. That's an airport. The fourth one, LAXATIVES. The fifth one is a hyphenated word, and that's PEPTO dash or hyphen BISMOL. And this last one is not just a long word, but it's got a lot of vowels in it. And that word is ANTISTAMINES. Do you know about Vaughn groups? Well, I'm going to tell you all about them. They are group English classes that you can do via video conference or in person. And the good news is you can start whenever you want. And you can keep the same timetable, teacher, and classmates throughout the whole course. And the best part, there's no strings attached. Sin compromiso. And if you act now, you can get a 5% discount for paying up front. And if you stick with the course for 6 months, you'll get a 50% discount in June. Wow, what a deal! As if you needed more reasons to learn English with Vaughn. Check out our Vaughn groups. Have fun and make friends as you learn English. Sign up now while there are still spots available. Call us 911-385831. Or you can go to our website, grupovaughn.com. And don't forget to follow us on social media and find out if Vaughn groups are for you. That's right, folks. You can get more information about Vaughn groups and other special deals we've got going on at grupovaughn.com/cursos destacados. And if you head on over there right now, you'll see we've got a special deal going on our Masters de Inglés Profesional. We've also got a special deal going on for our Vaughn groups, which I just mentioned in that ad. Also, the Disney English course for kids. This thing is awesome. Do you want to get your kids excited about English? Do you want them to feel the magic, that Disney magic? Well, it works, I know, because of Nacho's kids. And I know the moment I tell my daughter that she can go to a Disney course every weekend, she's going to want to go. Now, I hope I get a discount. Do I get a discount, guys? Is anybody listening over there in the sales department? Well, we have at home, you know how I know that? Well, A, she loves Disney stuff. And B, we've got the Disney collection. There's a collection. I don't remember how many books. Let me see if I can find it. It is amazing. It was done by Ximena, speaking of, and Vaughn Disney. Esto es el curso. Oh, el pack completo aquí. Let's see, el pack completo. For 140 euros. Now, I know what you're thinking. What? 140 euros? Wait. For 20 books, guys. I'm not talking about one book here. 20 books for 140 euros. It is a beautiful collection. Visually, content-wise, en cuanto a contenido, and my daughter is absolutely in love with it. So if you have kids or you have nieces and nephews, don't forget, we've got a lot of Disney collaborations going on at Vaughn, which I think is really cool because that says something about you as a company. You may like Disney more or less, right? I think personally, they've lost a lot in the last decades. Now it just seems like they want to make a movie to make a movie. And before it was like they had a message, the classics. But this has the classics in it and some of the modern classics, which is Frozen, Toy Story. And it's narrated by Ximena, by myself, by other Vaughn presenters, Kyle Miller, if I'm not mistaken. And it is awesome because the parents don't even need to know English. It comes with cheat sheets. You call them chuletas, in its school, right? Que pones las respuestas. Because it's got the story and the exercises explained in Spanish. And then if the parents are worried, well, I don't know how to pronounce these words, just listen to me or any of the other teachers who go through the audio and make it come alive. So check it out. It's the Pack Completo Colección Disney. It wasn't available as a pack. You had to buy each one separately. And I remember telling Kike at the Vaughn Tienda, I was like, the moment it's available as a pack, I want it. I want it. And it does wonders. Hace maravillas. I see it with my daughter. Folks, we've got to go to a quick commercial break. We've got a lot to cover in the second half of the show. So if I were you guys, I wouldn't even think of going anywhere. Stick around. Welcome back, amigos. It's time for part 3 of today's show with no name. I hope you're enjoying all our challenges today. And I hope you'll join us this evening for more challenges at our Vaughn Radio Trivia Night. It's going to be a special night. I mean, every night's special every once a month that we have it. But today, it's going to be Ximena and Nacho's first time. That's right. We're popping their cherry. Esto es un poco una expresión un poco asquerosa, ¿eh? Pero te lo explico. A cherry is red, right? Y si rompes, revientas una cereza es rojo, pues la virginidad. You get it? Es una expresión que se usa bastante, ¿eh? You popped your cherry. Ya no eres virgen. So they're going to pop their cherries tonight. ¿Te sabías esa expresión? Fruit lovers of the world. Hey, I love cherries. But popping cherries is a different thing. But tonight, their cherries will be popped as they host Vaughn Radio Trivia Night for the first time. I know they're going to do a kick-ass job. There's no doubt in my mind. They're going to knock it out of the park. It's my friends, Ximena and Nacho. And you can catch them right after today's show in Test Your English. And you know why Nacho's English is so good? Because it's constantly being tested. True. Absolutely. And speaking of testing your English, I'm going to test your knowledge of homophones on the show with no name.
Homophones on the show with no name. It's homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. The show with no name. Homophones on the the show with no name. Cause homophones time is homophone rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. 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 The show with no
Show and no.
The show with no name. The show with no name.
That's right, amigos. It's homophones only on the show with no name. And let's take a look at some words that I've chosen for you today. And as always, I want to know if you know the words first, because if not, you will after the section. And then I want to see if you know how to pronounce the words correctly. And that's why we look at this section here. And these are words that in my 20 years of experience teaching, they're the big ones. They're the ones that people often mix up. So let me give you both words, and then we'll see what you guys have to say about it. The first one is mentas. So, you know, menta, this thing you can grow in your garden. It's an herb, a scent. And, well, I want it in plural. Que serían, if you say it in plural, porque dices, pero es incontable, es una planta. Sí, pero los caramelillos de menta, esos sí que se pueden plural. O sea, hay excepciones. So, mi sabor favorito es tal, pero ahí no, porque estamos hablando de una hierba. Pero cuando hablas de mentitas, estos caramelitos de menta, how would you say that in plural? Okay? And the second word is the word picar o moler. Carne. Picar o moler. Okay? Yeah, picar, moler. It's also used as the adjective before carne picada in British English. In American English, we know it, but we usually say it a different way. So what are those two words? The second word is to grind, to chop, picar o moler. The first word, porque voy en segundo, es ese. The first word is mentitas. We'll see if you know those words and if they sound exactly the same. Also, here's your Say What soundbite for the third time.
When we get to St. Louis, will you tell me the guys' names on the team so when I go to see them in that St. Louis ballpark, I'll be able to know those fellas?
And what's crack-a-lackin', buddy?
Hey, Alberto, I was planning to do some sports this week. What about playing baseball?
Ooh, baseball. I love it. But I'm not sure yet. Can we touch base next week?
Touch base. Estamos en contacto, ¿no? Hablamos en algún momento. Yeah, okay. Let's touch base. Okay, what about basketball? Do you want to play basketball?
Oh, man, I love basketball. It's one of my favorite sports. But I don't know if I can this weekend because I've already got plans. Oh, man, that's the way the ball bounces.
That's the way the ball bounces. Así están las cosas, ¿no? Así bota la pelota. Así bota la pelota. That's the way the ball bounces. I love that expression. Okay, what about tennis? Do you want to play tennis?
Well, I love tennis, but I'm not really a good player. If you don't mind playing with a novice, the ball's in your court, buddy.
La bola está en mi campo, ¿eh? La pelota está en mi tejado. All right. Do you want to play some soccer?
Sure, I'd love to play some soccer or football, as you call it. What time do we kick off?
Perfect. We're kicking off at 9. Are you available?
Sure, but I might have to play some golf before with some friends. It's par for the course.
It's par for the course. Es lo normal, ¿no? Es lo normalito, lo que se hace. Okay, what about billiards? Do you like playing billiards?
Yeah, but right now I'm behind the 8 ball.
I'm behind the 8 ball. Estás detrás de la bola 8, como que llevas las de perder.
Yeah, wow, a lot of idiomatic expressions here.
Muy buenas expresiones. Si es que así de gusto aprender inglés con un profe como Alberto y un poquito de creatividad, tienes This Book is the Shit. El mejor libro para aprender inglés que te has echado a la cara in your life. Píllatelo, vas a disfrutar mogollón de dibujos para que lo aprendas todo fácil, con conexiones lógicas y divertidas. Es la manera más sencilla y más divertida de aprender inglés. No te la pierdas.
Damián, you're such a good sport. Te enrollas. You can pick up your copy of This Book is the Shit at
Vaughantienda.com.
It's the Shit.
That's right, folks. If you haven't picked up my latest book, This Book is the Shit, it's available at Von Tienda and wherever fine books are sold. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. If in one little radio ad you can learn 7 or 8 common idiomatic expressions, just imagine in the audio and in the book. Jeez Louise. All right, let's take a look at today's homophones, and then we'll take a look at our spelling bee. The first person to participate is Elena. Elena doing a wonderful job lately. And Elena says the correct words, and she says they are homophones. All right. Let's see. Maria Jose. Maria Jose says the words are and they don't sound alike. Interesting. So we've got a yay and a nay here. Joaquin in the house. What's up, Joaquin? How's it going? He says the correct words, and he says they aren't homophones. Laura says the 2 words are and I would say they don't sound alike unless the T is silent in the first word. Well, good. I like, Laura's like, I'm just going to play it safe. No me voy a mojar. She's like, no, pero bueno, es posible, right? But I'll tell you what, a nice round of applause for Laura. She nailed our Say What soundbite after the 3rd listen. It was from Who's On First. I know you guys know that already. You heard the whole thing, but I gave you a little clip for the Say What soundbite, and Laura nailed it. All right, well, let's take a look at these 2 words. The first word, let's look at the singular first. I love the smell of mint. I don't have any mint in my garden. I should put some. Oh, by the way, guys, when I say garden, it's really funny because it's literally like a little square. You know, literally. Like, you can't move around a lot. But my wife insists that I think that it's, you know, acres and acres of property. She's like, how big do you think this little piece of land is? I'm like, I'm going to plant tomato plants as far as the eye can see. She's like, all right, calm down, Sparky. All right, so mint. The plural, mints. Do you want some mints? Some people do it, especially if you're a smoker or you drink a lot of coffee. You carry around mints, or for after lunch if you've got a meeting and you've got to get up close and personal. Well, you might want to bring some mints with you. Okay, mints. Let me lower this a little bit. Mints. All right. Now, what do you do with meat if you want to make burgers? You have to mince the meat. But what if I want to add some mince to the minced meat? Do they sound the same? I want to add some mince to the minced meat. They sound exactly the same. And Laura already explained it. That T, we don't say mints. Nobody, at least in the United States, in all my years, says mints. We say mince. Nos comemos la T. And it ends up sounding like mince. M-I-N-C-E. Also, there's an expression to mince your words. Medir las palabras. I'm sick and tired of you mincing your words. Right? To be mincemeat. Mincemeat means voy a hacer picadillo de ti. I'm going to make mincemeat of him. So to mince your words, to mince meat, in the United States, we say ground beef, del verbo to grind. But it's the same thing. You're chopping it up into little pieces. Okay? So I don't want to mince my words, but mince and mince sound the same. ¿Ves? No sabías ni cuál acabo de decir. María José. If something is in mint condition, es de fábrica. In mint condition. Awesome job over there. Wow. So, yes, the words are homophones because that T, not only is it uncomfortable to pronounce, but I don't think I've ever heard anybody say it in the plural. Sure, in the singular, say, I want a mint. Claro, hay que decir, no se dice min. But the moment you put the S in there, I want some mince. 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 Unimos la N con la S. O sea, en nuestra cabeza estamos diciendo la T, pero realmente no sale. Y así todo el día con el inglés, ¿no? Well, think about you guys. Cuñao. That's one of your favorite words over here. That omission, not just the word cuñao, but the omission of the D. De esa D. All right, let's take a look at our spelling bee. It had to do with drugs today. Why? Well, this week we're looking at drugs on FYI. And also because today in the year 1899, Bayer, you say Bayer, we say Bayer in the United States, they registered aspirin as a trademark. So that was a big day for people who suffer from headaches, or even worse, if you have migraines, like my wife. She gets bouts of migraines, turnos, momentos, rachas. All right, so the words we looked at were just common over-the-counter medicines. So if you ever have to go to a pharmacy, you can ask for these. And the first one is eye drops. I think that one's pretty logical, isn't it? Don't you call it colirio? I think maybe you call it colirio. We call it eye drops. And eye drops are basically things that alleviate redness, itchiness, dryness in the eyes. That can happen when you have allergies or you just have sensitive eyes. I have very sensitive eyes. And you know who's got sensitive eyes? She inherited them from me. My daughter. Yeah. She's like, oh, that sun. I'm like, okay. This is why we wear hats and sunglasses. We love the sun, but not in our eyes. So eye drops is the first one. Gotitas de ojo. It's a very logical word, isn't it? The second one is cough syrup. Another logical word. Cough, syrup, sirope de tos. You say jarabe, right? And that's one of those words that is O-U-G-H, but it sounds like F. Let's say a few of them. Cough, tough, laugh, rough. Okay? I'm sure you can think of a few more, but it's not cauch, lauch, roch, right? Cough. Mucho más fácil. Cough, laugh, rough. All right? The third one is pain reliever. Now, when I think of pain reliever, I think of aspirin. When I think of a painkiller, I think of, morphine or something like that, okay? So pain reliever, normally you're asking for something a little bit lighter than a painkiller. And it comes from the word to relieve. Relieve is the verb, and the noun is relief. Entonces, como diríamos, vaya alivio. Uy, what a relief. What a relief. All right, so that's pain reliever. The fourth one is laxatives. Laxantes, you say? The ones that make you more regular when you're constipated. Oh, God, come on. I could have done without the damn sound effects, Alberto. All right, laxatives. And the fifth one, Pepto-Bismol. What is this? This is a brand name. And Pepto-Bismol is this stuff that coats your stomach. So when you've got indigestion, maybe you ate too much, you went to a festival, you ate it a lot at a wedding, and you've got a little bit of indigestion, Pepto-Bismol. That is you call it Almax, Hoy, those days where you eat a lot of like spicy food, those days are sponsored by Almax in Spanish, que es la marca, and Pepto-Bismol in English. So it's that, like very thick liquid that coats your stomach. I don't know too much about it. And the next one has to do with allergies. That's right. And I think this one's a pretty difficult one to say, but let's say it together, porque la H se pronuncia en inglés. So you say antihistamínico, if I'm not mistaken. We say antihistamines. So la H, like history, antihistamines. And these are things that I think that basically you have when you have a kind of a reaction, some kind of allergic reaction, some kind of swelling, right? Swelling es cuando algo se hincha. If you want to review this vocabulary, remember there's an FYI episode on hospitals as well. All right, well, folks, we've got to move on to Name That Movie. Name That Movie. That's right, amigos. That's right. It's Name That Movie, where we learn some English from pop culture. Let's see if you guys recognize this movie. And I love these kind of movies, not so much the genre, but I love movies where we can learn right from the title. Like, for example, ¿cómo se dice padrino? Godfather. Bien. Madrina, godmother. Ahijado, godson. Ahijada, goddaughter. ¿Ves el patrón? O sea, de la película Godfather, que de hecho no es Good Father. Veo que mucha gente pone dos O's. It's not Good Father, it's The Godfather. So this is another one where we can learn from it. Here we go. We'll see if you guys recognize it or not. A young girl institutionalized by her abusive stepfather retreats to an alternative reality as a coping strategy and envisions a plan to help her escape.
Do you mean business with your English? ¿Vas en serio? Well, if you don't have Kyle Miller's book, Business English, then you are missing out. Kyle's not only an English teacher, but he holds an MBA, and he will guide you through the ins and outs of business and the English language, all while having fun. Business English by Kyle Miller is the most complete English resource available, and it comes with audio and video. Pick up a copy of Kyle Miller's Business English. That is, if you mean business. Available at vontienda.com.
That's right. All right, anybody? Chris, as Laura says, Chris, we need you. You're our movie queen. Yes, the movie queen. Oh, yeah. Sorry, folks. I just had to lower the microphone because I just sneezed. And trust me, you don't want to hear that sneeze I just did. So pardon that 2 seconds of silence there. It was the difference between you hearing the congestion in my head and not. Whoa. Thank God for the volume control here. It's true. It's true. In fact, when I've worked in Radio Nacional and these places, it's interesting because they all have like a red button. And that red button mutes the microphone. So you don't have to be, I have the whole soundboard here in front of me, so I can mute it, I can lower the volume. But when the technician's in a different room and you have to cough or clear your throat or blow your nose or sneeze like I just did, it's really difficult. And especially, I guess, if you're on the air for 5 minutes, it's not as bad. But when you're on the air for 2 hours, like some of these people, not just myself, but some of the people in La SER and COPE, Radio Nacional, well, you need sometimes just a moment to clear your throat, to blow your nose, or just to, just do a little clearing of the throat, as we said. All right. So does anybody know today's movie? No. All right. All right. Well, I'll give it to you. Chris, we miss you. The movie is called Sucker. Do you know what sucker means? Pringao. Yeah. Mamón. Think about it this way. Mamar is to suck, right? And a sucker es un mamón, alguien que cree todo, alguien que es un poco pardillo. Oh, man, you're such a sucker. You believe everything. Ah, sucker. Te lo creíste. Cuando dices a alguien, sucker, te lo creíste. It's a cool word. I think we've looked at the word before because we also say, that sucks. Eso es lo peor. But I remember I used to listen to a song when I first started spending my summers in Spain, and I'll translate it. Let's see if you guys know the song. Suffer, sucker, give me back my girl. You know it? Suffer, sucker, give me back my girl. No. Entro de polvos, pica, pica. Sufre, mamón. Hombres G. Anybody from my generation remember that one? I know the young kids are thinking, what's that? But when I used to come here, guys, there was a magazine called Super Pop, and that's how I kept up on Spanish pop culture. And you want to know something? How do you think I learned a lot of words in Spanish? Reading Super Pop, watching videos, watching interviews, the same way I'm teaching you guys English right now, with movies, with music. Why? It works. If we're entertained, well, then we'll have fun learning. And I believe that, and I believe all of us here at Vaughn, that's our motto, nuestro eslogan. So the movie's called Sucker, and it's about a young girl who is institutionalized by her abusive stepfather. Hey, free Britney. Sounds like the Britney Spears story. Only I believe Britney's father is her real father, her biological father, not her stepfather, padrastro. And she retreats to an alternative reality. Se esconde en una... to retreat, a ver, otra for esconder, let's see how they translate it. Retreat. Retirarse, aislarse, ¿no? Como viene de la palabra un retiro, right? So she retreats to an alternative reality as a coping strategy, como una estrategia de sobrellevar las cosas. The word cope is a very good word. If you didn't know it, we just said la cope. Well, if you say it in English, sin decir las siglas, you're saying superar, sobrellevar, salir adelante. Cope, a tope con la cope. So reality is a coping strategy and envisions a plan to help her escape. Folks, we've got to go to a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll take a look at the scene that I've chosen for you. We've also got famous birthdays, double trouble, and so much more. So stick around. Hey, amigos, welcome back. Welcome back to this, I can't believe it, the fourth and final part of today's show with no name on Vaughn Radio. Thank you so much for learning, laughing, and playing with us every day. And don't forget to listen to all our amazing programs here on Vaughn Radio. They're all designed to entertain you, to inspire you, and to get you interacting with us, using your English. So important. I always tell my students, if you're not speaking English, you're not really learning. Okay, yeah, you're absorbing, but you got to get that final step in there. Ese último paso, decir, tengo que hablarlo ahora. And if it means talking to yourself, do it. I do it all the time. Am I crazy? Okay, yeah, you're right. I am. All right, never mind. Don't use me as an example. I talk to myself all the time. Well, I have to, even when I'm preparing an FYI episode, I have to say it aloud so I hear how it sounds. If not, in my head, I can kind of get an idea, but I don't want kind of an idea. I want to know how it sounds. So I always vocalize. And I urge you to do the same. Folks, it's time for today's double. Sing it. Double trouble. Sing it now.
Trouble, baby.
Sing it, baby, baby.
Yeah, you know
Baby,
what time
baby,
it is.
baby, baby, baby,
Give
baby,
it up.
baby, baby.
Double trouble.
Sing it, sing it, sing it.
I say it double.
Sing it, sing it.
Double trouble.
Ooh.
Double. Double trouble. I said double. Double trouble.
Folks, welcome to Double Trouble. And this is the part of the show where I give you a translation. And I've got to say thanks to my sister again. My sister gave me this idiomatic expression, and she didn't even mean to. No lo hizo queriendo. O sea, cuando me hablan todos mis amigos nativos, yo le estoy tomando nota para vosotros, for you guys. And the other day, if you remember the one my sister mentioned, and I'm like, ooh, esta me encanta. And it was, I love you, warts and all. Te quiero con todos tus defectos. Warts con verrugas y todo. Warts and all. It's a great expression. And I think I taught you to be a worrywart. Una persona nerviosa, ansiosa, que siempre está preocupado. Aunque no haya pasado nada, está preocupado por lo que puede pasar. What could happen, right? What may happen. What if? What if? We have an expression in English. What if your grandma had balls? She'd be your grandpa. O sea, no vivimos en el what if. No es what if, it's es. All right, here we go, folks. Another one that came from my sister. So a shout out to Natalia. Al final, tuvieron que echarle. Era un desastre total. Al final, tuvieron que echarle. Era un desastre total. So, I think echarle you might know. How do you say un desastre total? You could say a total disaster, but remember, this is double trouble, and you have to use the same word twice. Also, let me give you the Say What soundbite for the fourth time. Laura got it already. Here's a chance to join her.
When we get to St. Louis, will you tell me the guys' names on the team so when I go to see them in that St. Louis ballpark, I'll be able to know those fellas?
Listen carefully. Can you hear that? No. Listen closer. I'm not talking about the birds chirping. I'm talking about everybody speaking English and feeling comfortable. Listen. This is what it's like at Vaughn Town, a peaceful place where you can really learn English and lose your inhibitions. There's a reason it's one of our star programs. Vaughn Town, lose your fear of speaking English. If you want more information about this immersive experience, go to grupovaughn.com or give us a call, 911-385831. Lose your fear of speaking English and express yourself with clarity at Vaughn Town. All right, amigos, Vaughn Town, Weekend Town, Masters, Disney programs. We've got something for everybody. And if self-study is your thing, then you'll head on over to the Von Tienda, vontienda.com, and pick up one of our amazing materials. I have 5 in there that I've written, and then I have another maybe 15 or 20 that I've participated on, including the Disney collection. All right, so amigos, let's look at our double trouble. Nobody got it? Oh, really? I thought somebody was going to figure it out. Oh, hang on. Hang on. Elena is taking a stab at it. Now, Elena, I'm Googling it because I've never seen this before, but you know what? I'm going to give it to you. This is incredible. I've got to say something. It's awesome when your students are teaching you idiomatic expressions. Elena, hats off. Hats off. Jeez Louise. All right. So she says, in the end, al final, they had to sack him. Esto es muy británico, pero me encanta. Es muy nativo. They had to sack him, okay? Because he's a sad sack. And a sad sack is an inept person who makes mistakes despite their good intentions. So no da para más. A sad sack. Now, that's not the one I've got here, but that is absolutely correct. And I guess he's going to hit the sack. Va a ir al sobre, a la cama. Hey, there's a triple trouble. All right. Does anybody know the one I'm looking for? Let's look at other ways to say despedir a alguien. We just said to sack, to let go. Esa es la más suave. To make redundant. La más común. To fire. To lay off. Esa es despedir normalmente en masa o por razones de dinero de la empresa. Despidos en masa, mass layoffs, right? El más suave is to let somebody go. El más chungo is fired. Wasn't that Trump's catchphrase? You're fired on The Apprentice. Well, that's not the nice way to say it. In true Trump character. All right. So anybody want to try it with fire? I'll give you a clue. I'll give you the clue there to see if we can figure it out with the word fire. All right. Well, we have an expression that I've heard a lot recently in the United States, and it's similar to a train wreck. Okay, if somebody's a train wreck, es otra forma de decir, es un desastre total. No puede con su propio alma. This guy's a train wreck. I'm surprised he's made it to his 40s. Me sorprende que ha llegado a sus 40. He's a train wreck. Pero eso no es despedir. All right, well, we have another way to say a train wreck, a total disaster, and that's a dumpster fire. Y esta lo he oído varias veces en podcasts, y luego mi hermana lo remató ahí. My sister saying it, I was like, oh, wow. Dice, este tío es un dumpster fire. Now, think about this. I want you to think about this. A dumpster es un contenedor de basura de los grandes, de la calle. Okay. Y si eso se incendia, if that goes on fire, if it lights on fire, you've got garbage burning, a big, big pile of garbage burning. Un caos, un desastre, a dumpster fire. Un incendio en un contenedor de basura. Also, there's dumpster diving. And this is, sadly, this exists. It's not really a sport like it sounds, but dumpster diving is when poor people, homeless people who don't have food or anything really, they dive into dumpsters looking for food and looking for maybe things they can sell. So dumpster diving, cogiendo cosas del contenedor de la basura. And a dumpster fire, que lo tienen aquí en word reference, a dumpster fire, un desastre, ¿ok? Que se puede emplear para una persona o una situación, que no hay control. Es fuego incendiado y además un contenedor grande. Man, this meeting was a dumpster fire. I don't even know what the point was. No sé cuál era el grano. All right, guys, so thanks to my sister for that one, and wonderful job, Elena. All right, let's take a look at our movie. As I said, today's movie was Sucker Punch. Well, the movie was called Sucker Punch, but we looked at the word sucker. Also, to sucker punch somebody means to punch them when they're not looking. You see these videos on the internet all the time. So it's called Sucker Punch. And Sweet Pea, one of the characters, Sweet Pea says, "This can't be. No puede ser. We did everything right. Hicimos todo correcto. We did everything right." And then Baby Doll says, "A map. Un plano, un mapa. A fire. Un incendio." We just talked about that. A knife. A key. One more thing. One more thing. It's me. And Sweet Pea says, "What?" Like in shock. And Baby Doll says, a very breathy, and breathy is como Marilyn Monroe cantando Happy Birthday. Happy birthday. It's like that, yeah, that sexual kind of voice. So a breathy, "Oh, it's me. Of course it's me. It's the only way this ever could have ended." And Sweet Pea says, "What do you mean?" And if you notice, they're not exactly two peas in a pod. Sweet Pea, two peas in a pod, dos gotas de agua. Did you know that expression? All right. So then Baby Doll says, "I'm saying you go home. Tú ve a casa. Go to your family. Ve a tu familia. You tell your mom what Rocket said. Make her happy." ¿Ves cómo me como la H? Make her happy. Go out and live a normal life. Love, be free. You have to live for all of us now. Tienes que vivir de parte de todos ahora. And Sweet Pea says, "Baby, no, you can't." And Baby Doll says, "Yes, Sweet Pea, you're the strongest. Eres la más fuerte. You're the only one of us who ever had a chance out there, que tenía alguna oportunidad de sobrevivir. You're going home and leaving. Te vas a tu casa y vas a largarte de aquí. That's how we win. Así es como ganamos. It's okay. It's better this way. Es mejor así. Now listen, I'm going to walk out there. La L totalmente muda, ¿no? Walk, talk. I'm going to walk out there. And when they come after me, y cuando vienen a por mí, you go, okay? No, she's doing a distraction technique. And Sweet Pea says, "There's got to be another way. Tiene que haber otra forma." And Baby Doll says, "No, this is right. This was never my story. It's yours. Now don't screw it up, okay? No la cagues. Bien? All right, folks, learning English from movies, from native dialogues, the same place where we learn English. When we're younger, we learn English from our school, from our parents, from our environment. And what's part of our environment? Cartoons and movies. All right, well, folks, it's time for Famous Birthday Trivia.
Birthdays for you. For her. Birthdays for everyone. On the show with no name.
Hello, famous birthday boys and girls. Welcome to the party. We're having a great time today. I hope you guys are learning and laughing, and I hope you'll stay tuned after today's show. And remember, if there's ever a place where you guys don't, you can't catch it one day, like Chris Valrol today because she is in transit And I guess she doesn't have coverage the whole way on the train. She doesn't have cell phone coverage. Well, no problem. No problem whatsoever. You've got them wherever you listen to podcasts. All right, let's take a look at our birthday boys and girls. The first person was born in 1947 today. An American actor, director, producer, and activist. I used to like him. Antes me caía bien. But now he's that old, annoying guy on Twitter who announces every day that I'm leaving Twitter. And he's still there. And every day, I'm out of here. This is a cesspool. Esto es a cesspool. ¿Cómo se dice? Cesspool. Bueno, hemos mirado palabras bonitas hoy. A cesspool, a dumpster fire, a cesspool, una fosa séptica, una cloaca. Okay, that's a great word. De hecho, he oído la palabra cloacas. Ah, perfecto. Y justo el otro día estaba pensando, ¿qué quiere decir eso de cloacas? Y por el contexto, fíjate, dije, it means like the underbelly, the dirty part, a cesspool. And there he is. And I love it. The number one comment when people say, I'm leaving Twitter, they say, this is not an airport. You don't have to announce your departure. No tienes que anunciar tu salida. He got really popular in a sitcom called All in the Family from 1971 to 1979. He was also the guy who he directed This is Spinal Tap, the mockumentary about the group Spinal Tap. He also directed Stand By Me, one of my favorite movies. This is the thing that sucks. I don't agree with this guy politically at all, and I think he's just a big pain in the ass, but he's a great director. Stand By Me, The Princess Bride, When Harry Met Sally, Misery, A Few Good Men, Throw Mama from the Train. Well, he was an actor in that movie. So he directed and he acted in Throw Mama from the Train, Sleepless in Seattle, The First Wives Club, and The Wolf of Wall Street. And now he's just a big pain in the ass. But we'll wish him a happy birthday anyway. Number 2, this guy was born in 1946, and he is a member of the rock band Pink Floyd. We looked at the song In the Flesh yesterday, right? And if I'm not mistaken, yesterday was the anniversary of The Dark Side of the Moon, one of their most famous concept albums, which came out in 1973. So that is crazy. And it's one of those albums that has been on the charts for decades. It broke records. And it's one of these albums that I highly recommend you listen to with good headphones on, con cascos, or with a hi-fi system. Some music was just made to be listened to on a good system with good sound. And Pink Floyd, that's them. And this guy is not the lead singer who wrote The Wall, but he became the lead singer when they had a falling out. So the other guy, Roger Waters, he tours alone, solo. And this guy, well, when he tours with Pink Floyd. And last but not least, this guy is one half of the comedy team Abbott and They created the most famous routine in American history, Who's On First? And they continue to be popular to this day, decades later, which is incredible. And as I said, this guy was born in my mom's hometown, so she would kill me if I didn't mention that. All right, today's famous birthdays are number 1, Rob Reiner. Rob Reiner. Number 2, David Gilmour from Pink Floyd. And number 3, Lou Costello from Abbott and Costello. And as I already told you guys, you have to watch. We already listened to it, but now you should watch Who's On First with the subtitles, knowing what you know. I gave you, a little cheat sheet, una chuleta, as we said. And let's listen to Lou Costello. This is Lou Costello in Who's On First. And he says, when we get to St. Louis, will you tell me the guys' names on the team? Cuando llegamos a St. Louis, ¿me podrás decir los nombres de los hombres en el equipo? And he goes, so when I go to see them in the St. Louis ballpark, así cuando voy a verles en el estadio, in baseball, we call it a ballpark, porque está al aire libre. So it's like a park. And usually baseball, if you don't have a stadium, is played in the park. So, and ballpark also means estimación. What time are you going to be here? Ballpark. ¿A qué hora vas a llegar? Más o menos. Again, if you want more idiomatic expressions that have to do with baseball, you've got 2 FYI episodes on this all-American sport. And he says, so when I go to see them in the St. Louis ballpark, I'll be able to know those fellas. All right, here he is, Abbott and Costello. Well, I'm giving you just Costello. But again, you've got to listen to the whole thing. More importantly, watch it.
When we get to St. Louis, will you tell me the guys' names on the team so when I go to see them in that St. Louis ballpark, I'll be able to know those fellas?
Hi, hello, Alberto. I think the song is... No? Sorry, bye.
Name that lyric, name that lyric, name that lyric, name that lyric only on the show with no name. The show with no name, the show with no name. Name that lyric only on the show with no name. The show with no name, the show with no name. It's name that lyric only on the show with no name.
That's right, amigos. It's Name That Lyric only on the show with no name. And remember yesterday how I said, oh, we're going to take a look at the song New York by Ja Rule. And then it was the Bee Gees. You should be dancing. Yeah. Well, guess what? I knew it. I was like, what did I do there? Well, yesterday's Name That Lyric was You Should Be Dancing by the Bee Gees. Today, it's another one that's going to get you guys up and moving and feeling good. It's Ja Rule. And I know you guys all know the song, In New York, concrete jungle where dreams are made of. There's nothing you can do. Let's hear it from New York. But there are many, many other ones. You got Frank Sinatra, New York, New York. But this one is amazing. If you haven't heard it, we're going to listen to it now. But again, just like Who's on First, you should listen to the whole thing on your own. And the good thing is with YouTube, just put Ja Rule, New York lyrics, and you can follow along. And thank you to all of you. All of you who have participated today, and all of you who participate every day here on the show with no name. The show would not be the same without you. So thank you, folks. Many of you, hopefully, I'll see you this evening at our Vaughn Radio Trivia Night at 7:30 at Roll Madrid. And if not, well, I'll be back tomorrow with more exciting, interactive English here on the show with no name. Now let's get down. Come on. Yeah. You got to do the grunts. That's a grunt. Thank you, amigos. Check you tomorrow. Yeah.